Alright guys, so if you guys remember, a little while ago I did a Batman Penn Zero crossover because I kind of noticed that there was a bit of a resurgence between the two. So this is kind of a Marvel version of that, with Penn Zero and Spider-Man. I kind of thought of this idea shortly after the Batman TAS crossover I thought of. But yeah, so here we go. So this story basically is like another mission where Penn, Sashi, and Boone are getting ready, and Phyllis is about to send them on a mission, and Penn is like, he sees the outdoor and he's like, okay, open New York City. I wonder what this is going to be about. Am I going to be like a gritty New York cop? Am I going to be like this? And then nope, he gets teleported in, and he's Spider-Man. And as one can imagine, he's super excited about that. He is 100% excited at the thought of being Spider-Man. He's like, I'm Spider-Man! I'm Spider-Maning right now! And he web slings, and he immediately figures out that like shooting and swinging on the webs is really hard. It's actually quite difficult, and he's not exactly having an easy time with it at all. So, yeah, he's trying to figure it out. As for Sashi, she is revealed to be Black Cat, and Penn is immediately taken aback at how gorgeous she looks, especially in the skin tight costume. And she's like, not a word. And he's like, you are very much aware that I'm going to ask you to find something like that when we get back to our Earth, right? And she goes, shut the fuck up, not in person, not out loud, idiot. So meanwhile, Boone is actually it turns out that Boone, it becomes Madam Web, and it's hilarious because he's like, "Hey guys, I think I'm an old woman with spiders. It's kind of cool." So yeah, Boone becomes Madam Web, and it turns out that the mission is that Dr. Octopus and the Sinister Six have constructed a gravitational device that they plan on lifting New York out of the ground and holding it hostage, and if their demands aren't met, they'll drop it. If this sounds familiar, then yeah, this is kind of like the plot to this is taking a little bit of the plot from the Universal Studios ride. So you're welcome. And yes, if you're wondering, Ripon is Dr. Octavius. If you know why that is, and you know why that's funny, why that is, kudos. Well, no one's gonna get it. Alfred Molina voices Ripon in the show, and he played Dr. Octavius. He played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, and he's like, when he confronts Penn, he's like, I feel really at home with this. I don't know why, but I feel very familiar. It feels very familiar using the tentacles. Odd. As for Larry, he's a little Octobot. That just kind of follows him around. And what's also, like I said, it's not just Octavius. It is, or Octo-Ripon, as Penn calls him in the story. It's not just Octo-Ripon. It's also the Sinister Six, who in here are Hobgoblin, Kraven, Rhino, Electro, and Scorpion. So it's kind of like it's a little bit of the we're kind of mix and matching. And when Penn battles the Sinister Six first off, he immediately gets his ass kicked. Like, he just straight up gets his ass kicked by all six of them, and he's like, okay, that really hurt. I'm in pain. And Ripon is like, it's actually kind of a nice change of pace for once to have competent lackeys. To which Electro goes, we ain't lackeys, Doc. He's like, of course you're not. So Ripon goes, well, I would love to destroy you, but I have a city to destroy. Toodles. So he goes off to activate his machine. Meanwhile, Penn and Sashi go back to reassess the situation because Penn is like, holy shit, I didn't think I'd fight like all 6 of them. Ripon and Larry I can take, but they're getting backup from some of the most vicious villains on Earth. Like, these are some heavy hitters, and I hate to say that you and I just can't fight them. And it's like, does this universe have the Avengers? Like, can we just call the Avengers and call it a day? That'd be really nice. And to which Boone goes, nope, sorry. Avengers and Fantastic Four are off battling Thanos in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. You're on your own. He's like, what about Daredevil? Fighting the Hand. Moon Knight. Being Moon Knight. He's like, damn. What about the Punisher? You're really gonna ask the Punisher for help? Good. Right, sorry. The X-Men. They're all fighting Sentinels. He's like, damn it! And he's like, what about the Hulk? Hulk is battling the leader. And he's like, god damn it! I'll settle for like the Great Lakes Avengers. And he's like, they're busy on strike. And he's like, fuck. And to which Sashi goes, you know, I have never known you to be like a coward before. And Penn's like, I'm not being a coward. I didn't think I'd fight the Sinister fucking Six. That's kind of like, no one wakes up one morning and goes, hey, I think I'm gonna fight 6 of the most dangerous villains on the planet. And she's like, yeah, but you know how to fight. You may not know how to fight the Sinister Six, but you know how to fight Ripon. And that's how you win. And he's like, I knew why. There was a reason why I loved you. And just as they're about to leave, because Penn goes back to Peter Parker's apartment, Mary Jane walks in, and she's like, oh, Peter, I didn't know you were here with Felicia. Don't you remember our date? And he's like, you're right, honey. I'll be there. I'll bring flowers. I will take you to the most fancy restaurant. Right now, I gotta deal with Doc Ock and the Sinister Six. And I'll make it up to you. Bye, smooches. And that's when Mary Jane kisses Peter/Penn, and Sashi just gets a little angry, and she's like, and Penn goes, I think she did that to piss you off, and he's like, it worked. So the two of them go off and finally find their way to Ripon/Ock's secret lair, and this time around he knows how to fight him, because this time he gets at Ripon's ego and how much he because he's like, Spider-Man loves to talk, I love to talk. So he starts fighting like Penn Zero, which is like fighting like Spider-Man, which is get all of the villains so fucking frustrated that they just end up fighting each other by the end of it. By the end of it all, they're all just so fucking angry that they just can't take it anymore. It's turning on each other, leading to Larry accidentally destroying the gravity gun that they were going to use to take over the island, take over Manhattan with. And ends the scene. But before they go, he's like, oh, wait, Phyllis, time out. Before he does, Penn writes a little letter to Spider-Man before he gets zapped back in, telling him, Mary Jane wants a big dinner, treat her like a queen. Also, you're probably also going to get yelled at. Just FYI. PSPZ. And when Spider-Man gets put back into his own body, Peter, reads the note, and he's like, who the hell is PZ? I'm generally confused. So there you go, guys. That is a quick little fanfiction idea of Spider-Man and Penn Zero. You guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.